G'day everyone, I want to have a chat about the new vaccination laws coming into Australia January 1, 2016, where if you don't vaccinate your kid, you don't get any access to government money. Well, I don't vaccinate my kids, and I've got a 10-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. The little fella, he's just here. And relax, he's not dead, he's sleeping. This issue is pertinent to us, not because we fucking have ever been on the dole, are on the dole, or ever want to fucking take government money. We're not into that, right? And we're in Thailand, so we're putting our kids in to fucking school there. So, you know, if you really want to fucking have a go on us on all these issues, we're outside your punching zone, right? But the direction it's going in Australia, which is the guinea pig for mandatory vaccinations all around the world, is mandatory vaccinations. That's the next step. It's the only step after it, is to just make it mandatory. Make it not even an option to not vaccinate if you're in the country. Now, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, Jimbo, you got 1.5 million followers. What the fuck are you going on about this shit for? I'll tell you why, man. If anything, it's just to prove to you cunts that there's no sponsor telling me what to fucking tell you, right? And that's what happens. I've got so many offers from companies going, and you know what the biggest offer is, right? The biggest offer is, Jimbo, we're fucking, you know, we're a car company and we've got an advertising company and a team of writers. What we'll do is we'll write up a script for you and Gary so that you can upload it, and it'll look like it's not an ad when really it's an ad for us. Get it, right? So that's where the fucking big money is, right? Where control of editorial. And I own a media outlet, a social media outlet, which has got a few followers, and that's why they're fucking going after me. They're not going after me because, oh, you're really funny and fucking we really love your work, fucking wank wank. They just want fucking you, man. They want me to sell you. And it's pretty tricky for an entertainer because it's impossible for me to earn income from these videos unless I fucking let people advertise on it. It's, you know, most people take for granted they do a job, you get paid for what you do. I don't get fucking paid for this at all. So I have to resort to fucking, let's face it, begging. And I get below the taxable income still. I've had about fucking $15,000 this year. Like the last few months have trickled down to about fucking $100, $100, $200 a month, and that's what the advertisers said when, for example, the YouTube monetizers, when I said, fuck off, I don't want to fucking advertise your shit, man. I do all these videos. Fucking you got some products, fucking get your own attention. Don't ride off the fucking back of me, especially when all the income is just like, oh, I don't know how much you get. You just fucking trickle it down to me, like the t-shirts. Like, oh, how much money do you get from all these sales? Oh, we're not going to fucking tell you, but we'll fucking send you a bit, you know. So that's how entertainers work, man. And that's why you get so many rock stars, you know, fucking, especially when they're young. They just feed them enough drugs and send hookers to their room and give them a fast car and a bit of fucking cash in their wallet, and these cunts are happy. And then when it dries up, they fucking spend the next 20 years whinging until they write a biography saying how fucking badly they got fucked up the arse. So I'm saying this fucking because I believe it. I don't fucking take any government assistance. I don't even stay in the country to get it. I go somewhere else. And the beauty of it here is I'm not treated like I'm a baby killer, which I am in Australia, from people who have been taught to think that anyone who doesn't vaccinate their kid is a fucking indiscriminate baby killer. There's no more anti-feeling than that. There isn't. But why is someone like me labelled as an anti-vaxxer? I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Fucking, someone vaccinates their kid, I don't go around fucking lecturing them and telling them fucking how dangerous it is for me. Fucking, that's anti, man. Fucking people don't vaccinate their kids are pro-choice, and proof of this is the fact that people who don't vaccinate their kids don't even have a name for people who vaccinate. How can you be anti-something when you don't even have a name for them? You don't have people who don't vaccinate their children calling other people who do it, the vaccinators. Oh, I hate the injectors. They don't, because they don't give a fuck what you do. It's just, you know, you do what you do, we do what we do. We want pro-choice. So why has this whole vaccination issue been branded in an anti-vax wording? And the simple answer to that is because it's been framed by the pharmaceutical companies and their PR companies who want to give people who don't take their products a negative fucking name. And it'd be the same, say the comedy industry got so big and so powerful that they fucking convinced the government that if you go to a comedy event, you pay for a ticket, you can get that rebated on Medicare because laughter's the best medicine. Imagine if that happened, and then they went, fuck, we've got a lot of money because people are fucking buying tickets. The fucking comedians are getting rich, and then they got so much money, they go, oh, how about we put pressure on the government to fucking make it mandatory for people to go to comedy venues every fucking year, and if they don't, it's fucking illegal, and then just brand them as the fucking anti-laughers. You know, that's the fucking same story, come on. So, PR companies do this to your brain if you think in terms of, oh, they're an anti-vaxxer. They do, and you don't have to dig deep to find out the truth of this. The pharmaceutical industry in America is bigger, the lobby group is bigger than the military complex. These guys have been doing it for 100 years. They know what they're fucking doing. It's illegal to advertise, and they like it that way because they think advertising is for fucking poor companies like McDonald's and Coke. Pharmaceutical companies, they just go straight to editorial, straight to News Corp. Can you fucking, here's the logo, can you do this no jab, no play fucking campaign for 15 years and just wind people up, just give them continual fucking, you're a fucking baby killer fucking stories, right? And that's how the perception gets created. And then if you look at it a bit further, you think, well, that perception gets created, but it gets cemented with one argument, and it's been created by these companies as well. It's the herd immunity argument. Now, when you look at the vaccination issue, fuck off mercury, autism, and the fact that, you know, smallpox doesn't have carriers like whooping cough, so fucking you've either got it or you don't. Fucking get rid of it, you quarantine them. Fuck off the whole, you know, like polio. I mean, there was such heavy polio experimentation with vaccines at the time. The polio epidemic fucking happened in the 20th century, and then they fucking finally got it right. And that's what happens. Fucking vaccines is an experiment, right? And sometimes they can get it right, and sometimes they don't, man. But they're immune from any prosecutions if it doesn't go right. And look at the beginning of vaccinations. In the First World War, they experimented on soldiers, as they still do now for vaccines, and they got it fucking wrong. They just kept on jabbing these soldiers, and they kept on getting worse and worse influenzas until this influenza that fucking broke out that killed more people than the whole of the First World War. And then they went, oh, fucking, what should we fucking, oh no, let's call it the Spanish flu, because Spain was the only country in Europe in the First World War wasn't involved in World War I. So people, you know, it helps people think, oh, it didn't come from the fucking soldiers because it's the Spanish flu, and that's what these PR companies do. And look at the word public relations, PR. They changed that word from propaganda because, you know, Hitler kind of gave it a bit of a bad name. So they went, oh, fucking, let's give it an image update, and they changed it from propaganda to PR companies. So that is what is happening, and they've created this herd immunity argument to make people to back up their phrasing of anti-vax. Herd immunity. People don't think these days. The only research they do is what they hear in the mainstream media, and they just think, well, fucking, it must be true. Fucking, you know, it must be true. Why would the whole medical industry be wrong? Mate, the answer to that question is, it's just like, why would a police be wrong? Why would the fucking army be wrong? Educational institutions, all these big centralized institutions have got a lot of people in them. And when you go up these institutions, you can't question above you. You can't fucking question the status quo above you, otherwise you won't get a raise and you'll get sacked. I mean, I've been talking a lot lately about how the cops have recently come to me and said, oh, your truck was involved in hit and run even though you're overseas and it was safely parked. And I've said well, fucking right, here's the address, go and catch it. And the cop who's been contacting me, I said, well, how'd they go? And he basically said, I don't know, it's another department. He's got no idea what happens above him. And I said, well, fucking, you know, can you find out fucking what they do? And he went back and he said, oh, well, I've just asked them, and they said the investigation was called off because the photo which I saw was your number plate. They're now saying it wasn't your number plate. And I go, well, fucking, can you ask some questions? That doesn't make sense, and you know it. And he basically says, like, I'm not allowed to. So if you question up any of these systems, you get fucking the sack, or you get shot. Look at the weapons of mass destruction. How the fuck did they come up with that, man? It was never there. But these centralized institutions fucking launder ideas. You put it in at the bottom, and then it just goes up through the system, and anyone who questions it fucking gets into trouble, man. And that's what's going to happen to people very soon in Australia when they put these laws in. The next step is just making it mandatory. You haven't got a choice. When that's fucking wrong, man. It's beyond wrong. Herd immunity, man. Think about it. What kind of herd doesn't have people or animals on the edge warning them about fucking potential dangers? Fucking the only herds that do that are the domesticated ones being sent to the abattoir. Their fucking warning system is just being lobotomized, you know, by cattle dog, whips, helicopters, or in this case, PR, to just fucking tell people what to think. You don't need the people on the outside. We're going to make it illegal for those people to exist. So, yeah, don't take it from me, take it from a fucking expert.
Many years ago, my dad was one of the catchers for the sheep going up the chute to get slaughtered.
And you had a leader sheep?
We had a leader sheep. Yeah. But unfortunately, Dad looked around like that and he put his hand and he grabbed the leader.
Yeah.
So, passed him to the slaughterman, the slaughterman cut his throat. Next is the little sheep going up on the hook. And he's there, you know, like just kicking him.
And he's there going, that wasn't the deal, brother.
And he was thinking, not me, that other bloke. Anyhow,
So Victor, you're saying basically when you used to get these animals into the slaughterhouse, there was a leader animal that led them all up there?
Yeah, led them to their death.
And do you think that's what the people who run this world are using politicians for? Are they like the leader animal? You just say all this shit, herd them in there, and then all the people get butt-fucked.
Well, I would hope that you may have at some time looked at question time in Parliament. The crap that they go on with, Gary would be better sitting up there on either side, the opposition and or the governing body.
Both go. So yeah, you know, by making mandatory vaccines a fucking law, we're basically giving these centralized institutions of the pharmaceutical industry permission to have influence over not only every person, every cell in every person's body, man. Fuck that, man. Herd immunity comes from a variety of immune systems, so that you've got a diversified portfolio to deal with shit. It doesn't come from just homogenizing everyone with an injection, especially as it takes away the body's ability to create its own antibodies, which it does, man. If you're fucking serious about fucking a good immune system, exercise well, eat well, fucking drink your own piss. It's got full of immunities. Fucking take homeopathy, and then if you're still sick, go to conventional medicine. But conventional medicine doesn't want you to do all that other stuff before it. It just says when you're fucking sick, go straight to the doctors who drug you and fucking cut you up. And it's fucking wrong, man. One, we can't fucking afford it. We can't afford it. The bankers can't run this fucking system because they can just keep doing quantitative easing. They're never going to run out of money. So yeah, just to fucking finalise this anti-vax statement that I'm making, and it's this: people who don't vaccinate their children or themselves aren't anti-vax, they're pro-choice. And there's a lot of people too who do vaccinations, but they respect the people who don't vaccinate, and they don't fucking do this herd immunity or fucking you're a baby killer shit and put it onto them. They're also pro-choice. And the people who are against people who don't vaccinate, you people are the anti-non-vaccinators. And your fucking whole thought system has been created by PR companies. And if those PR companies weren't around fucking drilling this shit into your head, you'd be pro-choice as well.